From KPRC2, this is Houston Newsmakers with Cambrell Marshall.
And good morning and welcome to Houston Newsmakers. This is my special guest this morning, HISD Superintendent Millard House II. It was just 9 months ago when you were named as the new leader of HISD. A lot's happened since then. COVID has been a big part of it. What has been your key to being able to keep focus on what you said early on was to keep our kids educated?
You know, it's Cambrell, first of all, it's great to be back with you on Newsmakers. Always good to see you. But it's simply been just doing what's right for kids. COVID has definitely been a speed bump, a disruption, but we've watched the data on a consistent basis. We've analyzed everything that we needed to analyze, and we feel good about where we are. So we've actually moved on beyond COVID. We actually most recently lifted our mask mandate as well. The data really speaks to doing it, and I think there are facets of our community that are excited about that, and we're looking forward to even having a smoother rest of the school year in terms of COVID as well.
There was a lot of distraction. Parents wouldn't say it was a distraction. They would say they were just bringing their voices to the table about COVID and about mask mandates. A lot of protests and that sort of thing. Grabbed a lot of attention nationally and locally. Do you understand what their concerns were? Would you do anything differently based upon?
I don't think we would have done anything differently. We've been steadfast on, again, watching the data from, you know, hospital rates to the 14-day positivity rates, taking a close look at the national trends as well, listening to the CDC, listening to counties. So there's several different inputs that have been a part of our decision making, and we would have done it the same way. I think what's important is that our kids have been safe, our staff has been safe, and we're in a place where student learning is happening.
Student learning is happening, and just recently there was a report that surfaced, and there were some people who said, you know, well, this report was old, it had old data, it didn't really, but the TEA, this report talked about dropping off in performances of academic performances from 2021 from 2019, and that was not a positive kind of outcome. It talked about that 33% of HISD students performed at their grade level compared to 44% in 2019. Is it fair to even bring that up when you're talking about pandemic numbers as opposed to pre-pandemic numbers?
It's absolutely necessary, quite frankly, and even though it's data that we've inherited and data that's old, data is data, and data is important. It's a tool that we can utilize to really understand where we are as far as a baseline, so that we can utilize in terms of moving forward with the gains that we know and expect for our students. So I believe it's necessary. It's data that we will utilize to ensure that we drive the ship in the right direction for our student learning.
So interesting that you just say, hey, bring it on. This is what it is. We got to go from there. Interesting, too, is that HISD's had a big spotlight for a long time because of its size and because it's got an added challenge of being a minority district in a lot of different ways. I mean, the students who are a part of it are mostly minority students during a time when minority students are still dealing with this education gap. I remember doing a story 25 years ago on the education gap. It's still there. Education still is dealing with that. Now, as you get ready to start trying to figure out ways to do things better, how do we deal with that problem that is a blight on all of education?
Yeah, so on top of the gap that we've seen around education and racial disparities and equity disparities, you now have the COVID gap, the learning lab, and that's a part of what ESSER dollars or COVID relief dollars were built for. We've been extremely excited about building a platform for our community to see how we're spending our ESSER dollars. A big portion of our ESSER dollars is going to be focused on the learning loss that kids have had to be immersed in. We also are looking at utilizing some of our COVID dollars or ESSER dollars for hold harmless, because we've lost kids during this time. We've lost kids in public education as a whole. So several different things. We'll be having that up on our website within the next few months for our community to see on a consistent basis what we're doing with our federal relief dollars.
We were talking before we started recording this program, and I was telling you that it's been a challenging year, it would seem, from the outside. But for any district around the country, it would be difficult with COVID and all the different things that have gone on. How would you look at what has, it's not quite a year yet, but how would you look at how you've been able to deal with everything that has come your way as the first-year superintendent?
We've stayed focused and calm, and I think that's what's important. That's what a leader should do in good and bad times, challenging times, is stay focused and calm. The first part of what I should have been focused on is really listening and learning. So the first 100 or so days was doing just that. It was listening to our community, engaging the community. We had, probably 13, 14, 15 different listen and learn opportunities throughout the community. Focus group, round tables. We had over 700 people that attended the listen and learns. Mm-hmm. We had over 6,000 staff members that participated in survey data. That was extremely helpful for us. We had over 50,000 responses to our parent experience and student experience survey, so lots of data. So that focus had to be in place in order for us to get to where we are now, and that's building out a strategic plan.
So now you build out that strategic plan. We're going to talk about that. Every organization that wants to be successful has to plan for the future.